What is the main difference between a rich person and a poor person? Where is the line that separates them? Intelligence? Luck? I don't think so. The key to it all is knowing how to properly manage your money. In this video, I'll explain why it's necessary to know how to manage money and how you can do it correctly. I'll teach you a very simple system to accumulate wealth without you even noticing. Let's go. Being rich is not a matter of intelligence, it's a matter of habits. As I've explained in previous videos, these habits are primarily based on our past conditioning. So, first of all, if you're not managing your money properly, you were probably programmed not to do so. Secondly, it's almost certain that you don't know how to manage your money in an easy and effective way. And I don't know about you, but when I was in school, there were no money management classes. Not in school, not in higher education. This subject simply doesn't exist, and it's a fundamental subject in the world we live in. To master money, you must know how to manage it. There are two phrases that I love and that poor people often repeat. First, they say that managing money restricts your freedom. And second, they claim that they don't have enough money to manage. These phrases don't make sense. Properly managing money will never restrict your freedom. On the contrary, it will increase it. Managing your money allows you to create economic freedom so that you never have to work again. And in my opinion, not depending on a job is true freedom. The second phrase also doesn't make sense. Many people say they will start managing money when they have extra money. In reality, it's the opposite. When you start managing money, you'll start to have extra money. Imagine an overweight person who wants to lose weight and says they'll start exercising and dieting when they lose 5 kilograms. Does that make any sense? It's like starting to build a house from the roof down. First, start managing the money you have properly, and then you'll have more money to manage. That's what I want you to understand. These metaphors perfectly illustrate what happens in the universe. Until you show that you know how to handle what you have, you won't get more. It's that simple. Before getting a substantial amount of money, you must acquire the habits and skills to manage a small amount. So since these people don't have a significant amount of money, it doesn't make sense to them to save, for example, $1 per week or $1 per month. That doesn't make any sense to them. Just as investing in the stock market with very little capital doesn't. They think that to operate in the stock market, you need to have at least €1 million. By saving and investing little by little, you will create the habit, and that is more important than the amount of money you will manage. The habit is what's important, and that's what we will work on in the next few minutes, an action plan to foster your habit. Let's go. Now, let's look at a standard management model to achieve financial freedom. You can adapt it if you want. It's a very simple model that you'll understand immediately. It's easy to put into practice and will create the habit we're looking for in you. Before we start, I want to let you know that this system requires 6 different bank accounts, completely separate from each other. As I mentioned, you can't use the same account, and you'll understand why. Account number 1, Financial Freedom Account. You should deposit 10% of your income into this account. The purpose of this account is to create financial assets. These financial assets will generate new income. Account number 2, Long-Term Savings Account. You should deposit 10% of your income into this account. The purpose of this account is to ensure that you always have liquidity. This liquidity is like a lifeline to handle any contingency situation. It's important that the money in this account, if invested, is in highly liquid products. In other words, you should prioritize liquidity over profitability. Only products that you can convert into cash in a few days. Account number 3, Personal Development and Education Account. This account is for courses, books, and all kinds of education that help you grow as individuals and professionals, which will enable you to increase your income. Account number 4, Basic Needs Account. This account is for your daily living expenses, such as gas, food, clothing, water, etc. Account number 5, Leisure Account. This is the least expected and also the most fun account. This account is mainly for treating yourself. It's for doing things you usually wouldn't, like going to a restaurant and ordering whatever you want, regardless of the price, renting a boat, taking a trip, staying in a 5-star hotel, anything you want. The limit is up to you. Without a doubt, it's the most fun account. Account number 6, donation account. In this account, you should deposit an average of 5% of your income. If you want to do a bit less, that's fine. If you want to increase it, I don't recommend more than 10%, at least at the beginning. With this money, you will help others. You can do this through an NGO by donating to your church or making the donations yourself. In this world, to receive, you need to give, believe me. Few things bring as much happiness as helping others. This system has two very simple basic rules. The first is, pay yourself first. This point is very, very important. The money, as soon as it comes in, must be distributed into the different accounts before anything else. This rule will create the habit in you. Over time, you'll see that managing money will become an automatic action. The second rule, there is no minimum amount. If you have to start with $1, it doesn't matter. In that case, if you can't open the 6 accounts immediately because the transfers might cost more in fees than you're going to deposit, you can start with 6 envelopes or 6 jars. Anything will do. Then you put the money in, and when you have a minimum amount acceptable by the bank, open the accounts and deposit the money. All right, now it's time to get to work. Let's move on to the weekly tasks, a series of very brief exercises to reinforce all the knowledge you've gained in this video. Step number 1, open your Financial Freedom Bank account. Earlier, I mentioned that if you didn't have enough money, you should wait. But if you already have a bank account, open a second bank account at the same bank or another institution and start depositing that 10% into this account dedicated to financial assets. This is very important. Opening this bank account will be a psychological commitment for you. If you do this, it's like taking a step towards your financial freedom. Step 2. For this activity, we need a jar or container. On the jar or container, write with a marker or place a label saying financial freedom very clearly and prominently. In this jar or container, you will deposit money every day. I know this is in addition to the bank accounts. It's a ritual so that you don't forget that your goal is financial freedom. It can be a coin, it can be $1, it can be 5. The point is, when you put that money in the jar, it's a commitment to yourself. Step 3. With whatever money you have, start managing it right now. You must start now, whether with pennies, jars, envelopes, or accounts, but you need to start today. Manage your money from this moment, and this action will show the world that you are ready to receive more money, that you are committed to saving and accumulating wealth. So start today and then tell me how it went. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to subscribe and leave a like on our video so that other people can also receive this important content. See you in the next video.